Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. So we are discussing about auditing subject, right? 1 minute. We are discussing auditing subject, different topics we are seeing. Today we'll see very important topic, that is basic principles governing audit. Whenever auditor want to do his auditing work, he has to be very careful about certain principles, how he has to conduct his auditing and what are the principles he has to maintain, how to proceed it. That is what we are going to discuss. Auditor need to have certain rules and regulations and certain principles so that he can proceed it. By the way, before going to the video, I must tell you all, whenever you are hearing any of our lecture, commerce and management related, if you are understanding, please give a like. If the viewership is say 10,000, I feel I must get 10,000 likes. It shows that you are understanding without like simply moving and forwarding, using and writing in the exam, and after 1 year or when you get the results you are writing in the comment box. That is not the right way. Please, whenever you are understanding any of our topic, please give a like, so that I feel very happy that you are following, and also write it in the comment box. Now coming to the subject, what are the principles before governing an audit? Before starting an audit, what principles an auditor must have? Total simple 9 points are there. If you remember this 9 points, need not to by heart this, simply you can write the inside matter. Even sometimes even side headings also, these 9 points also you can assume and write also, it doesn't matter, because there is no particular principle like Fayol's principles or F.W. Taylor principle that you cannot predict, but this you can, right? So just listen to me and you can write directly in the exam also. Now coming to the first point, basic principles governing an audit. First one, integrity, objectivity and independence. Every auditor should have that integrity, sincere, honest and having knowledge and having an object why I am doing auditing. What is the purpose of doing this auditing? That object he must have. Then according to that object he has to proceed. Simply coming and going, blindly checking the transactions, something is there, finding okay, it's okay. So that is not the attitude of any auditor. So with an objectivity he has to go, and he must be independent. Independence is very much required. He should not depend on anyone. He should not be influenced by any person. Should be totally independent, and he has come for some object, he has to do his duty, and anything is there that he has to mention it. That's it. Not to talk to anyone, not to influence with anyone, not to take bribe from someone, and whatever people are saying, all these things blindly he should not believe. He must be independent. He is not working on behalf of anyone. He is working for the purpose of the company books auditing only. That's it, not anything else. So this is the main important principle. Then after that, confidentiality. While working out this auditing work, he might be finding a lot of things. All these things he need not to disclose to anyone. That confidentiality, confidently he has to keep that important aspects what he is finding during this auditing work, he has to keep it with him only, or he can discuss with the client or owner of the company who has assigned his work, and later in the report he can mention it, but he should not disclose to the third party, or he should not disclose to the staff of the company. Say accounts department is there, some other managers are there, deputy directors are there, board of directors are there. For everyone he need not to disclose anything. That confidentiality he has to maintain it. Then third one is that skill and competence. Whoever is going for auditing, the auditor must have a complete knowledge about the accounts, basic principles of accounting and how they are preparing it, ledgers, trial balance, profit and loss account, balance sheet, all these things he must have ample knowledge. Not only the auditor, do you know that audit staff will be there? Auditor is appointing some other staff members. That staff members are also working on behalf of the auditor. So everyone, auditor plus audit staff, everyone should have a skill and competence, enough knowledge to verify the transactions. Writing accounts, accounting knowledge is good, must be good, but checking of the transactions must be expertised. then only it is possible. So that is why skill and competence is very much required. And work performed by others, all the work is not going to check by the auditor. Auditor is going to monitor. Who is going to check the transactions? Audit staff. Audit staff who are appointed by the auditor. Audit staff is going to check the transactions. Whenever they are finding any kind of doubts, they'll be preparing everything in a notebook. They'll be writing, they'll be noting in a notebook, and in that way audit staff is going to perform. But work performed by others means the staff members, that is also responsible by the auditor. Auditor cannot take any kind of excuses like, I did not check this transaction, Mr. X or Y. Audit staff, whoever is appointed by me, they made a mistake, so I am not responsible. He cannot speak like that. Everything, whatever work done by all the members of the staff members also, he is responsible. That is why he has to be very careful while monitoring the audit staff members. Okay, so that's about work performance by others. Though they are performing, he is responsible. That he has to keep it in mind, and audit staff is working or not, that he has to check. In the same way, documentation. While checking the transactions, while doing the audit work, he needs some kind of documentation. Whenever he find any kind of doubts, so particular transaction, what is the evidence, what is the voucher, the documentation, whenever doubt is there, so that documentation he has to keep it separately, so that tomorrow when he says that these are the errors, these are the mistakes, these are the frauds happened, then they may ask the client or the other person, or maybe government officers, they may ask, income tax officer may ask that, so how it happened, then he should have that proof. That is why he has to keep always documentation clearly. When someone asks, he should be in a position to answer it with evidence. So the documentation, he has to be very careful while working out the auditing. And another important point is that planning. Before starting any kind of auditing, he must have pakka planning, perfect planning. How to start, when to start, where to start, who are my staff members, and in which company we are going, how many days it will be, and what kind of auditing it is, how to proceed it, and understanding about the organization activities, admin of the organization, accounts department, accounting system, how they are maintaining it. All these things he must have a good understanding, and according to that he has to plan carefully. Once if the planning is proper, you can say that 50% of the work is completed. The success of the auditing work depends on the planning. So he has to plan it properly. If planning is over, then he has to be very careful about audit evidence. Audit, how he does the auditing, how he is going through auditing. Auditing is done through proper evidence. Without any evidence, he cannot rely any kind of transaction. How is the evidence? Through vouchers, through documentation. So through that he has to verify it. And evidences, from where I can get the evidence, who is going to give the evidence, any kind of doubts, he can just confirm it once again that everything is proper. So evidence is very much important. Without evidence he cannot do the auditing work, because there may be manipulations. That manipulation, how he can catch? Through evidence. So that is why this is very much important, audit evidence. And next one, accounting system and internal control. Whenever he is going for auditing work, he has to be very careful about how is the accounting system of the organization, how they are maintaining the accounts, where is the accounts department, how many members are working in this accounts department, from where can I get the accounts books, from where can I get the support evidence. Like all these things he should have proper understanding, proper knowledge. That is, we are saying accounting system. And how about the internal control? Sometimes if the organization is very huge, the management may be appointing sometimes internal control system also. Means internal auditors are appointed by the management. If internal control is there, how is that internal control system? Is it effective? Or is it not effective, ineffective? So like he must have an understanding about the organization as well as internal control system also. And lastly, audit conclusion and reporting. Completed audit work. After completion of everything, conclusion of auditing. So that conclusion he has to give it through the reporting. Audit report we say. So how to prepare the audit report? Everything he has to consider it. What are the main points to be written? Writing an audit report, it's an art. You should not write pages wise like Ramayana, Mahabharata, very big lengthy one. No, not required. Gun points, important points, using a crisp language, and whatever he wanted to mention it, that he has to mention without any hesitation. If a documentation and everything, whatever he has done, has to write skillfully, tactfully, and concise matter. So this is also very important principle. Okay, total we have discussed today 9 points. First take a screenshot or note down. In the coming classes we are going to discuss more about auditing. By the way, let me know, auditing is an interesting subject? Yes, write it in the comment box. Feeling interest. Want to become an auditor? Want to become a chartered accountant? Want to become audit staff? What do you want? So anyway, in the coming classes we'll see more. Stay connected. Don't forget to share these videos. It's my request. And study well throughout the year. Before exams, just revise it. Follow this principle and you'll be always in a top position. Okay? Stay connected. Good luck. Take care.